Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and tonight we're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. As you can see from above my head, this is Untraditionally Arcane, episode 21, the finale. This game has been going on for quite some time. Our illustrious heroes have done all kinds of manner of research and investigation to try and figure out what is going wrong with magic and who's behind it. And it turns out that it is some crazy celestial who is against mortals using any kind of magic whatsoever, but especially the arcane. Players were initially called forth to the arcane citadel of Gul Talath, where the 8 master arcane users of the 8 core schools, were having problems with specific magics. So they brought in casters that were a little bit more unusual. And while we had some cast changes and what have you, these illustrious heroes have traveled all over the verse trying to right the wrongs that this angel has done. Even the citadel itself was attacked by some celestial agents. But here we are at the end. Go watch the other 20 episodes if you haven't watched this one yet, or go back and watch them all again once it's all over. I will say, it's this game is sponsored by Easy Roller Dice. Whether it's your first set of dice or your 1 millionth set of dice, Easy Roller Dice for all your dice rolling needs. That's why I'm wearing a dice t-shirt tonight. So link is down in the description below, along with a coupon code for your first purchase to get 20% off. So go check them out. Tell them Nerdarchy sent you. We'd love for that to happen. So before we get into it, I'm going to throw it off to our players, allow them to introduce themselves. Down in the description below, you'll find a link to where you can find all of these wonderful people all over the internet. And as I always do, I throw it to our lovely producer, Jake.
Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Domain, and that's where you can find me when I'm not here, over on youtube.com/Mini Domain or twitch.tv/Mini Domain, where we run a bunch of TTRPGs, including Scribes of Scrolls, Pathfinder game, recently converted to Pathfinder 2e for that one. We have a new Pathfinder game coming up in May. That'll be every other Tuesday. We have a once a month Call of Cthulhu game. And you can find Ted playing as a 15-year-old boy in 1980-something in our new Thursday night campaign, Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, a Kids on Bikes RPG. I'm playing Ordo Wonderbeard, a gloriously bearded beardomancer wizard. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Carlos.
What's good, internet? My name is Carlos Rivera. I run the Volcanic Night YouTube channel where I help you save some money and play like an adult. And with that money you're saving, maybe you could check out the sponsor. I don't know. Say. And I am playing Phlox Finefeather, the human order of the Peacock Wizard. With that, I am going to toss it over to Fraginator.
Hello, I'm Fraginator. I am playing Carl, the fairy rune casting wizard. It's a Nerdarchy subclass. You should check them out. It's pretty cool. I haven't done nearly as much as I should because I always forget all the cool crap I can do, but it's awesome. And let's go, Robin.
Hello. My name is Robin. I write weird fiction. There are links. You should click those. I'm going to be playing Chesseline Drow Bladesinger. Also, Necromancer, the goth energy with this one is strong, and I believe Joshua is the one that hasn't gone yet.
Yep, that just leaves me. I am Asa with Roll for Mischief. We stream on Tuesdays from 12 to 3 on Twitch. And I am playing Joshua, Tiefling, Onomancer. Recently gave up stealing people's names. So yeah, that's me.
All right. So as we said, this is the finale. Hopefully this is where you all are successful and not, die in horrible angelic radiation. Who knows? So when we
guess we'll find out.
You guys had just gone through your individual rituals. For those of you who are up to date and what have you, Carlos's character, totally dropping a ball here. He wound up meeting, since he was unable to attend the last session. He met with the Phlox. He met with the illusion master and got an illusion token. These tokens, I've explained to our players what they might be able to do with them should they so desire. You guys are given all the time that you need to prepare while the master wizards begin setting up yet another transportation ritual. This time, as opposed to going somewhere within this plane, you're going to be rocketed to the heavens. You will, of course, be given yet another recall token to be able to come back to the Citadel. Meanwhile, they will be strengthening their reserves, pulling in, more reinforcements, and trying to get to the last few locations to fix what things have gone awry there. Is there any last minute things that any of you had wanted to do or had thought about between the last session and this that have not been communicated to?
Yeah, there's definitely something I would like to do if I have the time.
Go for it.
So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to take an hour to, ritualize Find Familiar to summon Willie. And because, wasting spell slots is throwing, especially in the last session. And I'm going to be casting Warner Canning's Faithful Hound.
Okay.
But instead of it being, an actual hound, it's going to be a peacock.
Okay.
It's invisible and whatnot, but we all know how that's so effective against angelic creatures. But it's going to be... I'm calling him Pickle. And basically he's going to be my alarm system. Things get a little bit too close.
Sure. So with all of the different agents and what have you, Chess and her team was able to come up with a pair of scrolls of mirror image for everyone. So if you have not already done so, please add 2 scrolls of mirror image to your inventory. And then you, Sir Ordo, you have got your beard potions that you have made, correct?
Yes, I had been working on basically making an alchemist flask, but made it so that it created an area where the liquid exploded. It created this area of beard so that I could use that as a way to cast certain spells.
Sure. I will say that there's an added effect of hostile creatures that enter into the area of said beard.
Did you say Haria?
I did not.
I heard Haria.
Do you want to retroactively say Haria?
Absolutely.
Yes,
if somebody catches a pun,
Yes.
like, sure, like, come on, man, you guys should know me by now. The Haria very much is entanglement for any hostile creatures.
What I don't remember is how many of those I was able to make.
You were able to make 4.
Okay.
It took the 4 of you the week to get those things made.
The only other thing that Ordo appears to be doing in preparation is before having the neatly pressed robes and the beard girding placed on and all this stuff, Ordo is sitting at his vanity and has a very fine pair of shears and is meticulously trimming his mustache so that it just looks like absolutely the best groomed possible. And then one final snip, and then I say, "Oh yes, there you go, fit for battle with an angel." And then my mustache goes splits away because it's Mustachio that I was trimming prep for battle. And then I just start, there's like a Rambo montage as I'm pulling on my fancy robes and attaching my beard girding and sliding in those beard flasks into my belt, and it's a Rambo montage, but weirdly the Rocky music is playing.
Sure. So now any long lasting ritual effect spells and stuff that you guys want to, cast, or any long lasting just regular spells you want to do, being able to cast it from in the sanctity of Gul Talath is very easy for you to be able to do.
Yes,
Well,
of course, mage armor.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
In that case, I guess while people are going about their preparation, Phlox is going to go around and do the dance of friendship around people, aka my flavored inspiring leader, to give everyone 12 temp hit points.
Ooh.
On the off.
Is summoned. You go through your standard ritual before you wind up leaving the Citadel. Any other taker?
Last call.
Mage armor, but that's about
Right.
it.
So, the masters that you've all taken the tokens from, come up to you and offer, words of wisdom and guidance. Be careful. Your enemies, are gonna have lived, countless lives beyond what you have already lived. So, your wizards, you should not rush into anything. Just be careful, but see this to the end. And as Raelith is to you, or is talking to you, Chess, he leans down, and to everyone else, it looks like he's kind of giving you just a hug, but he whispers something into your ear, and I will send it to you in a chat.
Okay.
But so the rest of you begin getting together, and the circle begins to fill with energy. Normally the energies in the room are, amped. Here, like a lot more people are sitting here watching. Those of you whose masters still remain, are everybody is on edge. Seems like everybody is doing something to be ready for what this next step is. More people are gathered in this particular ritual to transport you. Not exactly sure why, but you might be able to speculate. The usual range of colors within this circle are not here. There's only two. It's white and gold. As it begins to fill this circle and the sigils, the 8 masters standing in this, circular, formation, all giving forth energy, all calling forth in this transportation before everything around you begins to fade. And the darkness that surrounds you is quickly changed by levels of white and softness as you find yourself upon a cloud. You expected bright light, almost dazzling, blinding even, but no, it's soft, it's warm. Whatever you would feel the perfect temperature for your garments is what you have. The light, just the perfect shade for what you need to be able to see. And this fluffy cloud of landscape seems to go on just about every direction, with just the slightest inclination or incline going in several directions, but no distinct features on the horizon that you can see. You guys do. What do you say?
Is
Which
it?
way do we go?
Hmm.
So
And we are bringing violence to this place.
violence was brought to us first.
It
All we're
was.
doing.
It was. You're not wrong.
Oh, violence. I thought for a moment you said violins.
I mean, we could bring violence if we wanted. It might be nice to bring some music here.
I wouldn't
So,
mind it.
where are we going?
So they had told you that, they would not be able to teleport you right to this angel stronghold. That would use too many alarms to be able to allow you some manner of stealth or look at what's ahead of you to be able to make a plan. They would be able to set you in a certain amount of distance. Now you don't see anything immediately where you're at, but you know that you can't be too far away from wherever this place is supposed to be.
I think I'm looking to Chess, our like de facto leader
Okay.
and or person I'm most afraid of.
Yeah.
Does anybody have like a spell or something that we could use to perhaps glean a direction?
Oh,
I feel like that's something I should know.
yes. Hold on.
If we had an object, I could locate that, but I don't think we're here for objects.
I have augury.
That would give us just point a direction and ask. Yes, no, maybe, maybe
Okay.
not.
I'm gonna spend 11 minutes doing a ritual, and then go. What if we go that way?
What does this
Can I
what does
spend
this
11 minutes
ritual,
flipping a coin?
What's that?
what does this ritual look like?
So I got some. Let's see. I got a couple choices here. Let's go just dragon bones since I was in a dragon lair at one point. I'm sure that's
Okay.
weird. And so I roll them, and it's wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad, or nothing if there's nothing. And it's anything that's gonna come in the next 30 minutes or so.
All right. So the first thing I would like you to do first, tell me what level spell this is.
I
Second.
don't know. Yeah, second.
All right. So as you begin to call forth this magic, you feel a presence, and it's presence might not be the right word. Pressure. You feel pressure exuding upon your magic. I need you to make a concentration check.
Okay. Concentration?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, on the die is almost as good as my bonus, so 15.
All right. So you managed to push through, but you know that what should have been, effortless beyond the 10 minutes, you felt you had to work. Might not have been sweat inducing, but those of you trained in insight can see that Carl was working a little bit harder to make this magic happen. But go ahead and roll a D8 for me. Tell me what
If I had to look further down my list. If I had to look further down my list, I have divination too, or contact other plane. But I just went the first one I saw. 6.
6. All right. So as you point in the direction, I'm giving a cardinal point. So 2, 4. So you point to the west, and it gives you a woe, as in, that's not the direction you're looking.
wouldn't woe for bad things mean we find what we are looking for because bad things might happen?
Well,
well,
I mean,
today's
right,
opposite
right.
day, so
Right. So I'm viewing
I'm just
your
messing with you.
I'm viewing your augury as, is this the direction we're looking to go? It's a divination spell and I'm working within it. So you're trying to find out which way, and west is not where you're looking to go. So do you get one of these, or can you ask multiple times within this casting?
Well, that would involve me reading the whole spell, Ted.
I'm sorry, this is your character spell. I can't memorize the rules and everything your characters do too.
Looks like I can do it as many times as I want, but each time it's another 25% chance it goes wrong. So I probably won't do that one again.
All right. Do you
Anyone
want
else have any ideas, or do you want me to just do a bigger spell?
do I see a giant tower jutting from the ground anywhere?
You do not.
Damn it.
You seem to be like, for lack of a better word, like a basin, but like
Okay.
nothing denotes hills. There's no plant life here. Everything for the moment is clouds, and it all kind of like swoops up into hills of clouds. But until you've investigated, you don't know, like, are obscurement or are they the terrain or a combination thereof? You don't
Well,
really know what this plane holds.
can I do I have an 18 for intelligence
Okay.
and plus 8 for arcana.
Mhm.
Am I able to just do I know anything about celestials per se, or is that like a religion check?
Celestials usually falls under religion. If you don't have religion, I'll allow you to make an arcana check at disadvantage.
I get arcana check with disadvantage. Not a problem.
All
Oh shit! I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Wow.
That's great. All right, so my lowest is 27.
Sure. All right. So what you know about the divine, within the heavens itself, uh, they literally have the ability to shape reality. This is their home. This is the home where some gods actually reside. Not all of them, live in this, area. But you know, the home of angels, beings that have the ability to go down to the mortal world and have no fear for their life. Because down there, if they die, they just pop back home like, okay, it's a vacation with, no problems. Anything that's celestial in nature that they bring with them, they don't even have to fear to lose because that's going to come back with them as well. So like when you kill celestials or fiends, they and their gear just disappear. So with the ability to shape reality, like you guys could walk 15 feet and the terrain could change because the perception in the place where you're at here could be different than 20 feet that way or 20 feet that way. So you could be standing within sight of your desired target and not know it because they have shaped reality to not be like the reality that you have.
That seems unfair.
So I say to everybody, my friends, I think we've been thinking about this the wrong way. Our foes are gods in their own right. They don't fear or think like mortals like us. There's a good chance that the area we're in may not or may be a making of their own. Who's to say even the skies above us are real, the ground below us has any real soil in it?
Glad I can fly.
So what do you suggest?
I start walking in any which direction, a leap of faith, as I start walking out towards
Not west.
You know what? Well, I don't think Flox heard that thing. So in this area that we're in, can I say like there's like a little in the area that we're in, there's like there's maybe a 1 foot drop I may see that may
Sure.
go to. So I'm heading towards west, and there's a 1 foot drop of areas there. So maybe a leap of faith, and I step down
Okay.
in this area that is west.
Bye, Flox.
So you know, you're putting yourself in problems. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Doing it for the party. Yo, I'm rolling like hot. 19 plus 1.
But didn't we discover that you always roll well in the beginning, and when it starts to matter, you roll like crap?
Yeah.
So that means by the time we get to the fight, you're just gonna die.
Yeah. That's what the augury was about.
All right, so you step down and you stumble for a moment, as you know, this spot in the basin is a little bit lower, and you can't really see where your feet are going. As you look down, you can see that you know the fluffy clouds that you're standing on are actually kind of obscuring your feet, which is why you didn't see that it kind of dropped off. You know, that of angelic creatures have wings in their own rights. So maybe they don't use the ground all that often, so it wouldn't matter as much. But you don't fall and bust your head open or fall, that kind of stuff. So no worries.
So I think, yeah, we may want to proceed at some point, but with much caution.
So I have another idea.
Go on.
Remember the cloud words that I wrote? What if I say something and draw them to us? Like, we're here, bitches, come get us.
Couldn't. Well, that could hurt. That could hurt a lot.
They are very old. They would have to be quite incensed to fall for that.
Or proud.
I mean, wouldn't casting arcane spells be enough to just get their attention?
I don't know.
I mean, if I understand augury properly, it's not really something wizards usually use.
You saying I'm not a wizard? Take it back.
Never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. Mostly because that's uncomfortable.
Eat my spell book.
I do imagine Carl is the type to be like writing words on a notepad and just shoving them down my throat.
Now I really want to cast Magic Mouse.
just on my mouth.
It's not prepared though, so I have to do it as a ritual. Give me time.
Give me 11 minutes.
I have a great comeback. Just hold on.
All right, so Carl wants to cast Magic Mouth. What does anybody else want to do here?
Does anybody have like Arcane Eye?
No, that's a useful spell. I don't have any of those.
Yeah, right. We're just a bunch of trolls. We took everything else we should have.
I will point out, I have said numerous times, the entire arcane library is open and every spell is in there.
Hey Ted, I'm aware.
Okay.
Just saying. I was sitting down.
Had every single spell.
I was sitting down today, like, yo, should I actually prep something useful? Nah.
Well, I mean, I didn't know we would be in a situation where we actually had to find the tower. I just thought we'd be like, oh, it's over there.
I'm gonna send my familiar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send my familiar overhead to scout like a pleb because nobody cast Arcane Eye.
How about
All
we
right.
all just go in different directions?
Would chess minds if I said Willie with your familiar?
Please do.
Actually, I'll
So
send
is-
Willie and
Send familiars in different directions.
So is
can all
your
do
familiar
this.
in goblin form or bat goblin form?
Bat Goblin.
Bloblin.
Bloblin.
All right. So the five of you, or that so desire, begin to send out your familiars, and after they get about 40 feet away from you guys, they vanish. If you decide to use your connection to see through their eyes, they seem fine, but the landscape changes based on the direction that you wind up going. One of you actually sees a magnificent plane.
Like airplane?
Beautiful. No, not an airplane. A beautiful landscape that is completely, decked out with gardens and gazebos. The light there is a little bit brighter. Everything about the place, even through the eyes, you feel an absolute serenity. One of you, as you head off, the ground begins to turn into rolling hills, and perfectly manicured, grass. There's nothing that would seem to be a weed. All of the trees that are growing here grow in absolute, perfect symmetry. And at the top of one of these hills sits a vast keep. Stone walls that are made of, a perfect white marble. Another direction seems to have a babbling brook where numerous animals are, playing on the water's edge and splashing in the water itself. And then in the fourth direction, it seems to continue off more into this, white clouded landscape, and that familiar just keeps looking and looking and not finding anything of any kind of note or interest.
Are
Well, I
there
pick
any
the cemetery distance. That's the one that my familiar saw.
Yeah. I was about to say, if there's anything like that, I'm pretty sure Miss Lane will be up there.
I found a bunch of semi-trees. And a tower.
A tower, you say?
Yeah. It seems like the kind of thing that angels would be in, a big white tower or keep or whatever in the middle of a forest with trees that are
Yes.
exactly the same. That's why I call them cemeteries, because they're all symmetrical. Get it? It's a joke.
You would.
Yes,
Miss
now
Lane
that you
say
have
that, or
clearly
does
labeled it
Josh?
a joke, I see the humor.
That is how I understand jokes. If you don't tell people they're jokes, they don't know when to laugh.
So for your symmetry, you can have an extra inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Problem
But
there?
I think it's to the castle.
All right, give me 10 more minutes or so I can finish casting my Phantom Steed. I can't walk that far.
As he's doing that, I'm going to mention to Chess that it's flying like an idiot, not thinking about myself.
I am sure you would have eventually.
I doubt it.
I have my doubts as well.
Well, perhaps Carl should be the aerial scout. You go fly on ahead and let us know. I'm certain nothing bad will happen to you.
Okay.
It's like he's like an FBI informant in a documentary.
All right.
So, what does your phantom steed look like when you call it forth, there, Joshua?
Oh gosh, how creative is Joshua? You know, it looks just like the unicorn that he had summoned last session, because it's literally the last horse he saw.
Upon close inspection, the horn is fake.
I'm like, oh, this is a really pretty horse. It's just made out of sugar glass. I start to eat the horn.
Oh my god, it's real glass.
This sugar glass hurts the tongue and teeth.
My God.
Oh no. Right.
It's all those cavities. Anyway, onward. This way. And I point with my unicorn horn.
So, Jake, is there a problem with the stream?
I don't know. I keep freezing in my
Because
screen.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
I mean,
I'm watching the stream. It seems to be running just fine.
Okay.
Fine with me.
All right.
On my end, it's terrible. So
Shout out in the comments if
It's-
you're having any issues with the stream.
It is
Yeah.
so YouTube does use a variable bitrate, which means if there's anything that's interfering, it'll cause the quality of the stream to drop, so it might get a little pixely or whatever, but it looks just fine on my end.
Yeah, same here.
I do see in the stats, it looks like a few minutes ago we dropped about 4,000 frames, so there may have been a brief glitch.
All right. Well, I mean, if everybody's watching, okay, just please let us know in the chat if you do. I apologize. We'll look into it. But from here, let's keep going on. You call forth your fake unicorn and mount up in this 10 minutes. Does anybody else cast any ritual spells or do anything?
Can I coat my weapons in the unholy water that we made several sessions back?
Sure.
Cool. I do that.
You know what?
that doesn't sound evil at all.
I really don't think this will come in handy, but screw it, since it's just a ritual anyway. I'm gonna ritual water walk for us. Why? Just in case.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry. I said since it's just a ritual anyway, I'm gonna like ritualize water walk for us.
Okay.
Just hand it out.
And
Wow.
then
We're in heaven, and clouds are made of water.
if I notice
It's
him doing
logical.
this, not knowing it's counterproductive, I'm also going to ritual cast water breathing.
Okay. For every spell that you wind up casting, if it's not a ritual, if it is a ritual, it's not a big deal because you just might have to like restart the ritual again. But if you're actually using a spell slot, please let me know. All of you do face the same hardship that Carl did with casting spells, that there is some kind of pressure, some kind of force that is pushing back against you, almost trying to resist the magic. So if you're casting spells, you got to make a check.
Do I have to make one for my unicorn, or we already count that as done?
No, it's a ritual. So like,
Oh.
it's not that big a deal.
Oh, when we're doing non-ritual casting. Got
Yeah.
it. That's
So
fine.
like Carl did it for a ritual, but it was the first time any magic was being invoked. But you're getting the sense that this is an ongoing effect of this place and not someone specifically targeting Carl. But you all feel this presence when you go to kind of call forth your magic. So for here on out, if you go to cast a spell, it is DC 10 plus the level of the spell, concentration check. If you fail, you waste the action, but not the spell slot.
So in the middle of like ritualizing water walk, I'm gonna be like, this place sucks, man. Like it's hard to cast anything around here.
All right. So do you head off in the direction that You saw the familiar saw the keep.
Yes.
I mean, I'm on a
Weapons
unicorn,
drawn.
so we're already prancing.
All right. So as you get about 30, 40 feet away from the center of this basin, everything shifts. And when you look behind you, you see more of the rolling hills. The terrain changes all around you, and everything is perfectly manicured. Everything is absolutely glorious, nothing out of its place. And sure enough, in the near distance, you can see, a vast keep made of solid white marble. And from this direction, you see no doors, no portcullis, no entry of any normal way. Maybe it's on the other side.
Well, I'm going to check the other side. Don't think too hard on these things. It's always been my motto.
So are you attempting any kind of stealth? Are you staying, a certain distance away? Or are you heading like to it and circling it?
Oh, that's a good idea. How stealthy can you be, horse?
It might look like it's unicorn, but it's still a horse. It doesn't have stealth.
Okay. I'll pat it on the head and then look to the rest of the group. I don't make the decisions. I just do what you tell me to.
Charge.
How far up is it?
So it's about 200 feet away from where you are now.
Okay.
So how I didn't hear how close you were getting, Joshua.
Oh, I was waiting for everyone else to decide if we were going to be stealthy about it. So I guess I'm stopping at like the tree line, I suppose. Or is
We
that
should at least make a paltry effort towards it if we can.
The horse is probably stealthier than I am.
right? I'm gonna.
Blocks took a
You were
offense to
like
that
6
phrasing.
inches tall.
Yeah, like Blocks took a total offense to that phrasing. Poetry attempt? What is that supposed to mean?
All right, I'll get down. You have cloppy clops, and those tend to not go quietly.
What if we cast a disc and then it stands on the disc? And then it doesn't have to walk either.
Gotta follow somebody.
I can fly.
If you cast a floating disc, I will sit on my horse, and you can pull me all of the way to the keep. I would be happy with that.
I'm pretty sure the horse weighs more than 500 pounds.
With Joshua on it, it does.
It's a phantom steed. It's been on a diet.
I've seen the picture of
An
Joshua.
ethereal diet.
Yeah, that's true. What is a diet to Joshua? All right, I'm gonna get off my steed, unsummon it, and attempt stealth. Since Chess did say attempt poultry, bird stealth.
I glare at Joshua as well, like, oh.
It has never came up, but I have a free use of Goodberry every day that I would assume I cast every morning. I just never give them out. Can I give 2 to everybody?
Sure.
Brother.
Take a good barrier too.
It's two hit points and 2 meals.
We're attempting to be stealthy. And your response is to give us berries?
Yeah. That way you can be very stealthy.
I set you up, and you spiked it down.
Why am I here? Why am
For the
I
lulls,
here?
man. For the lulls.
Joshua is going to say, "Oh, berries! I'm famished," and I'm going to pop one in my mouth right now, and then start to walk. And I wasn't quiet about my excitement for eating a berry, and then I immediately step on a twig. I rolled a 3, which means I got a 3.
So Blocks and Carlos said that out loud. Why am I here?
Hey, I rolled a 1, so I also have a 3.
You fly into a tree.
Well,
I rolled an 8 for stealth.
I can't imagine with Joshua stepping on a twig. Carl's like, "Hey, we're supposed to be quiet here."
That sounds right. Shut up!
All right, so we got 3, 3, 8. Jeff?
5. I imagine one of them steps on the hem of my
Mission
robes.
ever.
They step on the hem of my
Okay.
robes, and I just sort of fall forward, and my beard girding is like jingling, like sounding like Santa Claus is on the way.
We're supposed to be quiet.
We're
All right,
not
so
doing a very good job.
4 of you together don't crack 20.
Meanwhile, I got a 19.
Where's Chess?
Way to show us up. Have you seen her?
I'm pretty sure Chess got a score that equates the other 4 of you.
Yep. Add it all together and Chess got us beat.
Fine, they get to be the distraction now.
I have not figured out why Chess sticks around. Literally the only competent character.
Like,
Because that's how she
failed.
survives. We draw
Oh.
targets to draw ourselves as targets.
I'm pretty sure it's Master Aelith.
You guys have failed road initiative.
So, Chess, do you leave the group behind as you get stealthy, or are you like?
Oh no, I'm not going to leave them, but I am going to stay hidden while they are bumbling so that when they draw down attention, I will be here to help.
All right. So do you get any distance away, or do you stay close enough but trying to get behind cover?
Perched above if there's anywhere to perch. If not, then cover.
You go to cover. The other 4 of you, I need you to go ahead and make dexterity saving throws for me.
I know I've demonstrated it already, but dexterity is my strong suit. This is not going to go wrong.
Yeah.
I
14.
constantly forget to use this, so I'm going to actually use my beard duration, which uses my reaction to gain a +2 bonus to the dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I was going to ask if flying would give me any kind of advantage, but I didn't need it. 21.
All right.
14.
14.
All right.
Did my one good roll for the day.
And you got my 5 that I handed out.
I did in
Okay.
fact.
Alright.
So Carl, you pass. An actual arrow lands in the center of the lot of you that are kind of snipping and jibing at each other to be quiet. And you hear the thunk, you see the arrow momentarily as it just bursts in this area of light. Oh, so that is 16 points of radiant damage. Carl, you take 8.
Put my shades on just in time.
Thank you, Flax, for those temp.
Hey, not a problem, my guy.
Ooh, it
That
even
was blinding. Who's shooting us with light?
blinded by the light.
So
That was wrapped up like a deuce.
So I would say Carl and Chess, you would see that up in the keep there is a figure that has a bow drawn and is looking down at the lot of you. And it is quite clear that your method of stealth has not helped.
Imagine they're wearing a very pointy helmet and have a curled mustache.
No curled mustache, no facial hair whatsoever.
Oh, no Monty Python.
Nope, sorry. Silvery white armor. Very androgynous looking but beautiful face.
I appreciate it.
I pull out a scroll and cast mirror image on myself.
So what do you guys do?
I pull out a scroll and cast mirror image on Carl.
Wait, what? Can I have that movie?
Quadruple.
No, I don't think you can.
No, I'm pretty sure mirror image is self only.
Yeah. I fumble out a scroll and
I was muted.
trying
How
to
far up?
cast it.
You're about 150 feet away from the tower, and it's 50 feet up. But you know, D&D terms, it's 150 feet away.
All right, I need to get closer. I'm gonna move. I'm going to kind of bank on the fact that the others are sort of like seen and I'm not.
Okay.
So I need to get like right up on the tower.
Okay. So you're gonna do like a double move. Are you still trying to be stealthy, or are you just gonna book?
Yes, that is what I am doing. I am dash actioning.
All right. So that means you can move 30 feet, and still be stealthy if you desire. Okay, so you're at 120 feet away at the moment. What do the rest of you do?
100 feet away, you say, right?
100. You guys are 150 feet away. Chest just moved closer.
150 feet sounds like fireball range to me.
Oh my
Two
god,
can play
there are
this
two
light
kinds of
game.
people.
Who can play at this light game?
I'm
Please
going
do
to
not drop a tower on my head.
All right. So first things first, concentration check.
concentration DC 10.
DC
Got a
13.
13. Oh, well, I rolled a 13.
All right. So
Right, 'cause
you
third level.
yeah, you managed to push through, and you just barely were able to get the casting off.
Pew pew.
Let's look at-
Now I need to roll a dice.
all right, D20.
$22 was my total that I rolled, so determined on. Also,
What
four
is your
of
DC?
those were twos. My DC 17 because of my
Okay.
blonde.
And what is your damage?
22.
22. All right, so you see that there's like a little bit of marring on their armor as they move pretty darn quickly, and the spell does not seem to have quite the effect that you were expecting it to.
There's more where that came from. Unless you start being nice to us.
Joshua, I hope you mean from you, because I ain't got nothing like that.
In response, they hold up a quiver full of arrows.
I see you have more as well. Touche.
I fly straight up just in case they fire another arrow.
Blocks, or are you guys doing anything?
I feel like Phlox would immediately. So I guess a question is: this pathway, is there ground in between as well, or is it
There
just
is
pathway?
nothing. There's nothing that looks like a pathway. You guys are
Oh.
walking in open ground, and as you look around the ground, there is no evidence that you guys have walked here at all. Even
Wow.
with, like, someone stepping on someone's robe and someone tripping, and like, there was no real twig to step on, but like, you tripped over a lump of dirt, but everything here is immaculate. And even stepping upon the grass, when you lift your foot back up, no blades of grass are bent or broken or any sign of passage whatsoever.
Wow. Knowing that, I guess I'll just go forward as well. Double dashing.
A full 60.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So you're 90 feet away. How about you, Ordo?
So the DC for casting a spell is 10 plus the spell's level,
Correct, sir.
or we lose the spell, lose the casting, but not the spell.
Yeah, you you take the action to do it, but fail. You save the spell slot, not expended. It's your effort was not enough to push through the barrier, but you did not draw
Okay.
forth the out of yourself.
I'm gonna roll
You
this
have to write the
first.
question on that.
It's a level
if you don't
4
mind me
spell.
asking.
All right. So concentration check, DC 14.
I have a question after we're done resolving this.
Yeah, go ahead and ask while he's.
Concentration.
You said not using a spell slot is perfectly fine. We just got to use the check. But what if, hear me out, if we're like using shield, which also costs a reaction, will it use the action as well?
It would
As
use
well
your
as-
it would use your react. If you say I'm going to cast shield, you use your reaction. You make your concentration check. If you don't get an 11 or higher, you don't cast shield. You've used your reaction.
Okay, I figure I asked since I'm pretty
Sure.
sure a number of us have shields.
It's been a long time since I've made a concentration check. That's Constitution, right?
It's a concept.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a concept.
I'm going to use my point of inspiration. I rolled 8.
Absolutely.
That's a 19, which would make it a 21 on a DC 14. As in front of me, my beard just goes and forms this sort of oval shape in front of me. And I just step through that oval, and I am now standing directly behind the archer on top of the tower with a dimension door.
Okay.
But that uses my action to cast the spell, so I can't. I'll have to wait because I want to try to off the tower or attack him or something. So I've used my action to. I'm basically now standing directly behind him.
Okay.
Or them.
Yeah.
Does it look like they know he's there?
You can't tell what the gender is, but
Androgynous.
they're androgynous. They're beautiful looking, and they're in armor that covers up any telling
if it
features.
matters. I made a quick stealth check just to see how loudly I appeared, and I rolled an 8. So
okay.
They more likely than not are hearing my beard girding, jingling, and whatever else.
Yeah, as soon as you appear, you see that they're adjusting position, and they know. that you're there.
Hello there.
I look back and go, "Hey, Ordo's on the tower."
General Odo.
As the portal disappears, I just look at it and go, "Oh yes, I forgot that's one way." And then I look right at this being and I go, crack my knuckles, and that's my turn.
All right, so it sounds like you guys are all looking to really get into initiative here. So let's roll it out.
Hey, that's not a good sign.
Let me work my +1.
That'll be 24 total.
My number of the night is 5, so I'm just going to stick with every roll I roll as that.
All right, well, I can work with that. That's not going to go well for you.
I'll get over it.
So, Tay, you remember how I said how I start rolling is like my YouTube analytics? I rolled a 3.
5 for Joshua. We have a 3 for Phlox. What do we have for Ordo?
That would also be a power 3.
Which one of you is going first?
I have a 0 dexterity.
Well, I mean, like if Ordo has any spells that he would rather have set up or whatnot, I can work with you and let you go first as well.
I mean, I pretty much just went 150 feet away from all of y'all. I'm on top of the tower by myself. So,
What do
feel
you
free
have,
to.
Carl?
I got a 22.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
All right, our fate is in Carl and Chess's hands.
Yeah. I'll let
I'll
you go
never
first, Ordo.
roll another 20 this campaign. I pretty much guarantee it.
Yeah. I have a 13 in Dex, but you can go first.
All right, Chess, what are you doing?
Can I get up against the tower?
You are 120 feet away because you were moving stealthily. If you
All right.
if you do a full-on sprint, you could you'd be 60 feet away.
Let's stay the course and keep moving.
All right. So throwing stealth out the window and just charging.
No, but I will Misty Step.
Okay.
Get myself a little bit further than I would be if I did not do that.
All right. So are you using stealth or no stealth?
I'm using stealth.
All right. So you move another 50. Is it in Misty Step? Is that 20 or 30?
30.
It's 30.
30. All right. So you move a total of 60 feet. So you're 60 feet away.
Cool.
Concentration check for Misty Step.
Yes. I nat 20th.
There you go. Carl, what are you doing?
So if I moved 30 feet up from where we all were, how far am I?
So 30 feet closer would have been 120.
Okay.
If you move 30 feet again this round, now you're at 90.
So if I'm flying and I dash, that's 60.
Mm-hmm.
And then Misty Step will get me 90.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see if I can Misty Step. 25.
All right. There you go.
Oh, wait, that's a bonus action. Crap. No, dash was my action. Never mind, I'm done. I know how this game works. Don't mind me.
So, Ordo, as you're looking here, I need you to make a deception check. As you kind of spelled out what your thoughts were, I feel like Ordo would have been like, okay, as soon as I get there, I'm going to do this. So like you're moving to do the shove action. I want to see if you can hold that in.
Deception. Well, since I am used to, as a barber, having to correct when people have tried to trim their own hair or beard, I'm used to saying, you know what, it's not that bad. I'm good at lying to people. That's a natural 20. For a total of 24.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, then he does not seem aware of what you are. And you were able to heal it in. Or keep it in. So it turns and looks at you, and you watch as he turns, the bow that he had just completely disappears, and in the other hand, a mace just springs into existence, and he swings it at you, or they, whatever. That is going to be a 23 and a 16.
Yeah, with my mage armor, I'm at an AC of 14, so. Catch that?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I just got a notification that my internet connection was unstable, and then I didn't hear anything.
Me too. For your internet connection, not mine.
Oh, what's going on?
All right, so you take 23 points of damage mixed between bludgeoning and radiant as he blasts the mace into you. You can see like golden light flaring. When the mace is there, And normally, like they're spiky or flangy or whatever have you, but this is like just a solid sphere, and then the adornments seem to be made of golden light. Joshua.
Ha! His back is turned, and I'm going to walk 30 feet forward and then firebolt.
Okay. DC 10 concentration check and attack roll.
Well, that is a 10. So
Okay.
I'm not even adding my constitution to that. It was just a flat 10.
Okay. Nice.
That's also a 10 plus 8, so it's 18.
That hits.
Okay. 2d10 fire damage. That's 2 and 1. I did 3 fire damage. I am rolling well tonight.
All right. So as the blast hits it, Ordo, you can see he struck true, but the fire did not burn as much as it should have. So fire does not seem to be doing a whole lot of damage here.
So,
movement or bonus action for you, Joshua?
Give myself a high five because I'm a cool guy.
You believe Phlox has given it to you to go first, Ordo?
yes, and I'm gonna try something. With him walloping on me, he's completely changed my course of action.
Sure.
I bristle at that attack, and by bristle, I mean literally my beard just goes, and several of the beard hairs just seem to straighten out into quills, and I just go, and launch a rain of quills at him, or them. They're gonna have to take a. I'm gonna check this. Dexterity saving throw DC 17.
You just made it.
Okay. So that'll be half of 8d6. That's 10, 15, 20, 23. Roll 2 more. Is 6, 29. So half of 29.
14. What damage type?
It is piercing damage. And I have something I've never used. One of my beardomancy features is beard surge, which my beard can push itself beyond normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional bonus action. Oh no, that wouldn't work. I was pushing the limits of a bonus action. I was going to try to make a dagger and an axe strike, but that wouldn't work. I didn't make a main attack. Okay, I'm not going to do that.
Right. Okay.
I'm just going to do what I did. I'm going to stand and face this guy and this being and see what I can do to them.
All right.
Yeah, that.
Is it just me or is Phlox first?
Oh, Carlos was just very still.
He's good at that.
I'm very concentrating. I mean, I'm just like focusing on chat.
Is it because the pressure making it you gotta concentrate harder?
Absolutely, man. Like,
all right. So what is Phlox doing?
So Phlox is going to do what he always does, and
90 feet away. All right. Top of the order, Chesaline.
Okay. So I'm going to continue toward the tower, and I believe I can close in on it this round, but I'm gonna have to Misty Step for that too, which means that is my turn.
Okay. You are.
I also have to make my con check.
Yes.
Which I should pass with an 18.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're casting a 9th level spell, which you don't have.
No.
Not with that attitude.
No, we're good.
Checks are 10 plus a spell level, which, for cantrips, it's just 10 because they're a 0. So, looking back, Ordo was able to, pass the check for their beard quill. So all good. After Chessaline is Carl. What are you doing?
So since Carl moved 90, he's within 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look at Ordo and go, incoming. You're looking mighty Dexy, and that's gonna be my version of Bardic Inspiration, even though I don't have that, and cast Fairy Fire on everybody that's on top of the thing.
Lovely.
For my concentration check, I got a 19, and it is a DC 17 Dex save.
Rolled a 21.
Perfect.
Nobody's glowing.
Nobody is?
Nobody.
Dang. Oh, there goes my one free use of Fairy Fire. Thanks, Fairy Magic.
Well, you know what, Frank?
Man.
You are glowing in appearance. You look beautiful, man.
I figured if you failed, Jake, that you could have my inspiration, and that's
I love when that spell is used and the enemy passes and the player succeeds. Right. When the enemy passes and the player fails, it's like, wow, you just made it easier for the DM and harder for the player. But that didn't happen here.
Then I'm going to move an additional 30 feet closer and up, so I'm not within range, but closer.
Sure.
Assuming they can't fly.
Well, you're assuming angels can't fly.
Yep.
I mean, you don't see wings at the moment.
Yeah. And even if they did, penguins can't fly. They have wings.
Fair. That's fair, but that's logic right there, man.
So what you're saying is we're fighting a penguin. Got
What
it.
I'm saying
Are
is
you
Carl,
assuming their flight
he's an idiot.
pattern?
He's the dumbest 18-inch wizard ever.
So the creature like casually looks out at you, Carl, as this glowing lights begin to like glance all around, and there's just this like grin on their face, like, really?
Does he see all four of me?
What?
Before we started, I said that I pulled out the scroll of mirror image.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know if you actually cast it. I think you were just kind of joking.
Oh, I wasn't. That's fine.
I was joking.
Oh, I figured there's four of you too.
No, I said I cast it on you.
In my inventory.
There's an octa.
I'm going to go add it back then.
And then it returns its attention back to you there, Ordo. And you're still in his face. I'm gonna guess an 11 misses, but a 23 is gonna hit. That is gonna be a total of 20. That is a mixture of bludgeoning and radiant matters. And then Josh,
Well,
how are you looking there, Ordo?
Very, very badly.
So he'll the angel will actually before his turn ends, is like, do you surrender?
Never give up. Never surrender.
One eye starting to blacken, blood dripping down. I'll never give up.
Okay, go ahead, Joshua.
all right. Well, I'm gonna do my 30-foot shuffle, and so that puts me at 90 feet. Okay, I'm gonna cast another not fireball, but fire bolt.
Sure.
So that is, I do actually have to see what my Constitution bonus is now because I rolled a 9. I want to make sure I actually pass this thing. Come on, D&D Beyond. Con is +1. Yes, so that's a 10.
All right, just barely managing to push through. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
That is a 19.
That hits.
And you know what? I didn't roll a 1, I rolled a 10 and a 7. So
Alright.
that's 17 fire damage. It's a whole lot more than 3.
So
Yeah, that's
now
it
you-
for my turn.
by now you've with 3 castings, you can clearly tell this creature is having the fire damage you're doing to it.
Oh yeah, I put that together.
I didn't know if you hadn't realized. I'm just gonna keep on going.
This is the
So-
best spell I've got for closing distance in a Joshua kind of way.
Okay. We're done. Jake, what do you got?
I'm in a bad way, so I'm going to do a thing. Concentration check on a level 2 spell, DC 12. That's
Yep.
a 16 on the die. As my beard begins to, or rather continues to constantly waver around, all of a sudden it seems to extend out, and I'm going to make a melee spell attack at +7. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
As the beard wraps itself around as I cast Ordo's Binding Beard.
Nice.
And this entity is restrained for 1 minute. At the end of each of its turns, it can attempt a strength check to break free, which on a success would break the spell. So right now it is restrained, wrapped up in my beard. Oh man, I have. I'm trying to
What's up,
decide
Jake?
if this is something Ordo would do or if this is something Jake would do. You know what? I'm going to go a little frag chaos here for a minute.
I've had those dilemmas.
So what I need to know is, by the nature of this spell, my beard has physically wrapped itself around this being.
Mm-hmm.
So it's restrained. So essentially I'm using my beard to grapple it.
Right.
If I jump off the tower, will it
Mhm.
pull him with me?
I would roll this as like he's wrapped up or they're wrapped up, but I would give them like a strength save.
Also, how
And try
tall is
and
the
see-
tower?
60 feet. So
Gate?
if this thing would pass its strength save, essentially it would throw itself to ground to use like, I don't know if parapet is the right word, but like the castle wall to not fall over. But then you,
Crenellation?
And then I would
Fine.
basically just be hanging from my beard over the edge of the
Yes.
wall.
right.
You gonna try a beardplex?
I'm
So
I'm just
that-
gonna do it. I've already spoken it. I'm going to, now that I've got him restrained, I'm just gonna step up and over, and I'm going to yell down below me, "Featherfall!" and throw myself over the edge. It's a question. I'm not casting the spell.
All right. So
I can fly. I don't take featherfall.
So would that be a
all right. So
opposed athletics?
no, I'm just you throw yourself over. I'm just gonna give him a strength save. I feel DC 15 makes sense.
Sure.
And that's not enough. He goes. The two of you go falling. Does anybody cast Featherfall?
Don't have it prepared.
You know, as I said that,
Oh.
that's a reaction spell, right?
Yeah.
Do you have it prepared?
I don't. I thought I did. No, because I favored all these beard spells. So, yeah, I just yell Featherfall, and I'm now pulling.
So,
Tried to land with him on the bottom.
so DC 10 plus the level spell. Is that right, Ted?
So 11.
Is that accurate?
DC 10 plus the level of the spell
Will be
for
11.
spell casting.
All right, well, I'm gonna cast a concentration check because somebody just assumed I was gonna use Featherfall on my turn because that's what I wanted to do. So
Well,
I'll
it wouldn't be on your turn. It would be as a reaction on Ordo's turn.
Just before
Okay,
your
okay.
turn, so you get it back.
Right. Very accurate. So, as a reaction on Order's turn, no, I have to declare what it is I got to do before things. I'm pretty sure that's how reactions work.
No, if on Ordo's turn, you cast Featherfall.
That's just how a held action works, where you have to declare.
That's exactly correct. Excuse me. Yes, I haven't used a reaction 5 ever beyond, opportunity attacks. So as a reaction.
All right, so you cast a spell. Do you pass your concentration check?
I don't, but I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll.
Okay.
Jake, I love you, man. That's why I'm doing this.
I'm not the one that's going to get hurt.
All right, so I got a 12.
All right, so the two of you, fall slowly to the ground.
Well, so my question is, are you casting Featherfall only on me?
Well, you're bound together.
Look, if he ends concentration, well,
I'm casting it on Jake.
If he casts it on you, but not on him, he's going to pull you down, and neither of you are going to take the damage. If he casts it on him, same thing. The two of you are bound.
It's fine. The whole point was I wanted him on the ground where everybody can get to him and hit him at. Specifically, absolutely. I want him closer to chess.
He wants them in chess range.
So the two of you are now on the ground, and he is still. They are still bound by the beard. Phlox, you are up.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Instead, if I do anything like that, I'm gonna hurt him with Ordo, so that's a bad idea. Are there any enemies still up there by any chance?
Nothing you can see.
None that I can see.
Wait, is there only one guy?
This one guy's been giving us the business.
I didn't realize it was only one. For some reason, I thought it was 3.
It's just one dude.
There's one dude, and you've done 28 points of damage to them.
He's just been giving us the business.
Very much.
Well, at that case, I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Shield.
Just hit him specifically.
Okay.
I'm going to make my con save. It does not happen. I rolled a 4.
Okay. So you go to call forth the energies, and like the pressure is too much. The heat of combat. The fact that you just pushed through to save your friend from falling. You can feel the sweat pouring down your the side of your head and your forehead. You haven't even gotten in a tower yet. This is already serious work. Yes.
So Angel Archer and I are on the ground already, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so I activate Blade Song.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up in there and get real stabby.
Okay.
I have a 19 and a 15 to hit. Do either of those hit?
Well, you would have advantage on your attack rolls.
Yes, good. Okay.
He is restrained by my.
Yep.
Battle.
So good news. That makes it a 19 and a 17.
They both hit.
Okay, great. Well, in that case, I have pre-rolled damage. I know you don't mind me doing that. It will be
Not at all.
37 total damage, 20 of which is necrotic.
Jesus.
Give me that breakdown again.
37 total damage, 20 of which is necrotic. As I cast inflict wounds.
So as you come in with this devastating attack, you can through the beard that you are, slashing through, you can see the necrotic ripping through through their flesh, and it's doing quite a number, almost as if they're vulnerable to such a thing. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do.
All right, Carl, you're up.
Well, now seeing Ordo on the ground instead of on the tower, how far from him am I?
Well, you were 30 feet away, if I recall correctly, so they're 60 feet down, or, whatnot.
Okay, so I can get within 30 feet of Ordo?
Absolutely.
All right, I am going to fly to within 30 feet of Ordo, touch my chest, rip out my own life essence, and cast it in his direction as I take 30 necrotic damage and he takes 60 healing healthness. And I got
that is gnarly.
a 19 on my concentration check.
Is that life transference?
Yes. And I cast it at 4th level.
Dude, that is the most metal shit I heard all night.
Oh, casting. Get up and hit him again.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, all that energy goes into me,
Oh,
and
that's
you
fine.
just see all these wounds like healing, and I'm back up to full strength. That topped me right
Nice.
off.
And I'm like, ow.
All right. So at the end of this creature's turn, they can make a
They can make a
saving
strength.
throw. You said
They can make a strength save. Or hold on, let me just read it real quick. Strength check to break free, assuming the DC is my
awesome stats, but that that roll did not break 5. So now, does it say the only action it can take is at the end of its turn to do something, or can it?
It's restrained, which it just says at the end of its turn it can attempt to make a strength save. Restrained, it can't move, it can't benefit from speed. It can attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Well, it's gonna try that, and no. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for me. Ordo.
10.
He rolled really poorly on his attack roll, and I'm going to say that you're, even though the spell doesn't do this, the beard squeezes in and crushes.
Does what? You cut out there for a second.
Oh, the spell crushes him in his incredibly poor attempt to attack. So you did 10 points of damage with your spell. It doesn't do that, but it's fun.
No complaints here.
Okay. Is it stuttery for everyone? Is it just me?
Yes.
Oh, good.
All I heard was Jake go.
I'm gonna advance another 30 feet. This is gonna put me within 60 feet of him. Is that correct? Him, her, it. Ted?
Yes.
Oh, okay. As I get within 60 feet, I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, but and let it be true." And they need to make a wisdom saving throw of a 17. If they fail, I get their true name.
All right. How do you feel about a 23?
Why does no one want to give me their name? I just don't understand. It's polite. Fine. Have another fire to the face. I passed my concentration save.
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to give you his name, because you keep blasting him in the face with flames of hell.
The attack roll or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, then it's a 19 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
And It's 15 fire damage. I know it's halved, but I still think it's pretty
Did-
solid damage.
Did you roll with advantage?
for a cantrip? Did I roll with advantage?
He's restrained, so you get advantage on your attack.
That was on range attacks.
All attacks.
All attacks.
All attacks. Oh, okay. Well, this is to see if I crit. Nope, no crit. So, all right, just hit him for the 19 to hit and the 15 points of damage.
Yep. All right.
that was my full round. I bonus action to try to get his name out of him.
Okay. What do you do?
I am bound up, concentrating on this spell. Don't have anything necrotic, but I do have this, and I pull out my axe and I just start bashing him. Well, I can only hit once. I'm a wizard. But I'm just gonna pull out my axe and just slam him with the axe.
Is it a regular axe or an enchanted axe?
It is a regular old throwing axe. So
Okay.
you know what? I feel like Ordo would know that that's not going to do anything, probably. So I'm concentrating on the... Sorry, wizards are not my strong suit, even though I've been playing this character for how long?
Almost 2 years. Over 2.
Yeah, I'm concentrating on the Finding Beard. Yeah, so concentrating on that. But I can still cast a non-concentration spell. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, in that case, I'm going to cast at what level is Magic Missile? First or second?
First.
So if I cast it at third level, that'll be 6 missiles. Correct? Wait.
Third level would be 5.
Yeah, I can't do math. So 5 missiles, which are... So yeah, I'm just going to cast Magic Missile, which just looks like braids of hair just going... shooting at him. So let's see. So that's going to be 4 plus 3, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 18 points of force damage.
Did you make your DC 13 con check?
Oh. Well, in my mind, that's what it looks like. I rolled a critical fail, a natural 1 on that con check.
Oh.
I don't like the way you said "oh," Ted, but I also kind of like it.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I mean, bring it on.
I mean, you know. So you in your mind, you call forth this energy to, like, smack him down with braids of magical energy, but the strain of holding this creature back and using all of the other magic that you've used, you're beginning to feel this toll on it, and you're just not able to call forth the magic. It's still there, but it's
The others just see Ordo go.
It's just too much.
The others just see Ordo go. Magic missile. Pew 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 pew.
I mean, this is just me, but I feel like it will be interesting to be like, Ordo sees all this amazing shit happening in his brain, and then in real life, Yeah, it's just the area of the effect making them think that, you know.
Sure. All right. What the flocks is up?
Well, the only thing flocking is a flock of chilling touches.
Okay.
So it's a cantrip. Is this still going to be DC 11 though, or is it
Cantrip
just-
is DC 10.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Sometimes in the book, you know what I mean, they say,
Cantrips count as 0.
Okay. Alrighty, so that's going to be a 15. But my damage is shit. No, I have to roll attack as well. Excuse me.
Yes.
Because,
And the attack has advantage.
whoa. Oh, that was in that one. So 14. Does that hit?
What was it? 14?
Yeah.
14 does not hit, but did you roll with advantage?
Oh, excuse me. 22.
22 hits, yes.
Alrighty. I had to roll twice. My bad. I didn't hit that. So but damage is still going to be garbage. It's going to be 3.
On 2
But it's
D8?
necrotic.
On 2 dice, you rolled a 3?
Ted, we talked about this already.
I just need
YouTube
to
analytics, Ted.
We
I just
talked
need to
about
know-
this already, brother. Like, come on, man. Why gotta make me feel bad on live stream? Come on, man.
maybe it's the the evil person in me that maybe I'm just trying to like root for you and be like, all right, do you have advantage? Did you roll all the dice? I mean, you're high enough level.
The best I can say is it's necrotic damage.
Not trying to put you down. So you do
I'm
6
putting
points of
myself
necrotic.
down.
Back to chess.
We all just need to get out of Chess's way is
Okay.
what we need to do.
Right?
So, I rolled a 1 and then a 2 consecutively for my second attack, but my first attack is 21 total to hit.
It hits.
Dirty 21.
Mhm.
But
Well, you can't
that-
roll a natural 21.
I know. That will be 44 total damage, 37 of which is necrotic.
All right, that's one attack for that.
Yes.
Are you looking to have this be fatal, or are you looking to like pull back in any way, shape?
Oh no, let him hang in there by a thread. We need answers.
All right. So what does this look like as you come in for this telling blow?
I stab into him and then it's inflict wounds. So it's just opening these fissures along his flesh and then they like slow to a halt just before they would become too much for him.
And as this happens, Ordo, you feel the fight give out in this creature. The mace that was giving off light in their hand seems to vanish within the folds of your, not the folds, but within the braids of your beard.
This is purely
Robin, I apologize for being in your way of your turn. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
I
said,
apologized.
I apologize for
pitiful 6 damage.
I'm
was
sorry.
in
I
your
was
way.
I was upcasting inflict wounds.
I'm just sitting there like, God damn, 46.
This is purely for flavor, but keeping him bound in the beard.
Mhm.
Some of the beard hairs, similar to when I did the Reign of Quills, several of the beard hairs just sort of go and just go into these like sharp points. So it's like I'm basically holding several swords made of beard hairs pointed at him, purely for flavor.
Sure.
But I will beard spike him again if it gets up.
Yeah, he is unconscious.
I have a
As
question.
of this
That
hand,
part wasn't clear.
Just to make me feel better, can my spectral hand snap his neck.
I suplex him too.
Are we trying to keep him alive?
I believe the idea was Chess was looking to try and get in.
Oh, then
Oh.
I'll my bad.
That was
excuse
my
me.
plan, yes.
Then I will just
You don't
redact
want
everything I
Goodberry, it'll be
said.
fine.
we just beat the crap out of him and then just stick one good berry in his mouth.
As long as he's still got
Only-
2 failed death saves, it's fine.
Now talk.
You shove a good berry, into his mouth, and as they come to, it's still bound, and they're trying to take all of you in. I imagine everybody like moves close to surround this person. She says that you would be coming. I was not expecting this much. What do you want?
Well, it's probably not much of a surprise that we want to stop you.
Don't you understand how destructive the forces you wield are?
Kicked your ass with him.
Don't you have a care for the damage it does to the world, your soul?
Well, with the way that
Don't you-
you've gone about this, I don't really trust you more with it. So no, I don't actually.
Well, it's not like we're using it.
Well, don't you have care for the destruction that you caused?
What pain and suffering did I inflict upon you?
This guy, as I snap my knuckles, like
You literally almost killed me a minute ago.
I'm having some difficulty breathing. It's a steep hill. That's painful. Besides,
You are
I threw a bunch of
clearly-
fire at you. Did nothing.
You are clearly assaulting our home.
you attacked our keep and threw asunder our allies, and you want us to come with you with the utmost respect and dignity?
What do you mean I
Oh.
attacked your allies? I attacked this group.
Literally, like Fox just kind of like huffs away for a second because he can't stand another second of this dude.
I mean, you didn't even ask who we were. That was kind of rude. Bad manners.
You understand that she has been watching all of the areas. We've seen what you've done.
Oh, well, yeah, no,
So we knew who was against us. You understand?
who shot first, really? I mean, you, not literally here, because obviously it was you, but also, assaulting our places of power and taking away magic without even having any attempt at having a conversation.
The divine have talked to mortals over and over again for countless years. Warning have been placed below. No one has heeded them. Prophecies have warned of how destructive mortal magic can be. You war and tear your lands asunder for power and greed, while people starve and suffer, rather than using the power to help and to build. It's wrong.
I see the same actions taken with swords and with divine power. Why target specifically the arcane when you put power into the hands of mortals, it is all dependent on their heart and how they use it.
And
Why not take every bit of power away from everyone? Put us all at equal odds, and we will beat each other to death with rocks. What would you do then?
Ban rocks.
attempt to find those of pure heart and guide them as they should, as we have done for millennia. This magic that is wielded is power unchecked.
Some would say the same of you.
Talk of righteousness and all of this virtuism that comes with wielding magic properly, but I've seen how you wield magic in your righteousness and all of your glory. You attack the innocent, frankly, and then you go out in there.
I have attacked no one that is innocent.
So the assault
Are we
upon
in the
our
wrong
keep, the assault upon our allies.
I've
no.
assaulted no keeps.
Yes, we've already made it clear that you are in league with her, and it is by her orders that our keep was attacked. You are part of what's going on here. You can claim innocent all you want. It's
Well,
not going to
you-
work.
I don't
Well,
know what
you may-
attack you mentioned. If
Well,
you're
you
if
may
you're
not
referring
have
to who Zerthamon is, yes, I have no compunction about saying that I've worked for her, but I have no knowledge of this attack you speak of.
Yo, guys, out of character talk. What if we're attacking the wrong area?
Can
The princess is in the other castle.
I'd like to roll an insight on this.
Go for it.
That's a 14.
I mean, you believe them.
They seem like they genuinely have no idea what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, to put it into perspective, like
Can we speak to your manager?
talk to the unicorn was swayed helping you when you talked to them about the attack.
Yeah.
To ascertain that not everyone was aware. And
Yeah.
you got information that there were numerous factions put into place that Zerthamon was using
Mhm.
to allow all of this to kind of continue. So
It was the World Breakers. I'm trying to remember my notes here. That she was using mostly.
Rune breakers.
Rune Breakers, that's right. Mhm. There was an attack upon our sanctum, and one of our council was killed. And as far as I understand, this was sanctioned by Zerthamar. I don't have any notes.
Zerthamon.
Zerthamon, yeah. You're unaware of that.
They stand taken aback for just a moment. And you can see, you know, when someone is clearly in thought, you can see like the gears moving, their eyes kind of like shift back and forth between a couple of you that are, you know, doing the majority of the talking. They take a deep breath, and it's like, look, I can only tell you what I know. The actions of those celestials that I have worked with told that they would be trying to subvert magic, take it out, or lessen it in the mortal's hands.
I'm gonna give everyone a look at that and
I
say,
was told that should any come here, I was the first layer of defense to protect. And I was given your descriptions. Well, I don't know so much about this one as they gesture towards Carl. But
we don't either.
they they say like the descriptions and pretty much matches garb and weapon and physicalities of the lot of you. And you know, there were a couple others that are mentioned as well. A halfling, a a loxodon, you know, and that any of these might, you know, be coming here and to dissuade them.
Are you familiar with the Rune Breakers?
don't know what that is. I know of runes, and clearly those that try to break it must, as logic would imply, they would be against magic of some kind.
From the sources I have gathered, they are a group of celestials who seek to destroy mortals' use of magic. Outright obliterate it, not just limit it. That is the faction that she is closely aligned with.
Well, I do not know of them or what they have done. They're looking to break it. That doesn't seem a bit much, but here in these lands, there are those that work in absolutes, and it's entirely possible that some have gone too far. But I don't know if you're trying to reason me away from my perspective, or if you're speaking the truth. I'm not holding your lineage against you. I'm just stating what it is. And it's doing most of the talking here.
Anyone else have anything to chime in? I can keep going.
I've just suddenly had an idea, and I'm going to look around. I feel like this guy's been talking to us and keeping us occupied for a while.
I forgot I was muted.
Happens to us all.
I'm looking around and just looking to see if anybody's coming.
Nobody else has shown up. There is not a peep, not a sound.
Nothing that Pickle has seen, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Just say agree detecting warning.
And Carl's wishing he had some damaging spells, because every time Rune Breakers has been mentioned and he's a rune caster, it kind of bristles his beard.
See those aforementioned comments where you could have any spell you want.
I'm aware.
He's just throwing.
Are you suggesting that Frag actually take advantage of any advantage that you give him?
Yes. Like the main course of the game. You could have.
If I cast a damaging spell, I have to roll dice, and usually that doesn't work well for me.
The only advantage I've seen Frag get is in puns. That's it. And tell me that's not true. I double dog dare you to tell me that's not true.
It's your punishment.
Nope, Frag is pun in a million.
Can we start just doing psychic damage every time we pun?
To who?
Yeah, I'm taking it now. I'm going to turn back to the Celestial and say, I don't mean to dissuade you from your path. I'm just concerned that Zerthamon has been lying to you. That you have been told just what you need to stay loyal. I wouldn't want you to follow a path that you are deceived upon.
No. It bears weighing upon. I don't know what side is what. You give me just a persuasion check. Let's see how well this is coming across.
All right. Persuasion. That is a 17.
All right.
So now they like this bears thinking upon. And those here, I'm certain, know enough of wizards that they pore over books and are quite learned. So the fact that you've made it here shows many. That's the word I'm looking for. shows many positive qualities. You are willing to stick to a goal. And given the nature of those that dwell within these planes, many here, when they stick to a cause, are willing to give up their immortal life for it. Not all are willing to trade their position, rethink. Many of us are set in our ways. To go against that is an anathema. Your words have merit. I will looks down at their body and sees the binding.
Well, the spell only lasts a minute, so the binding is purely cosmetic at this point.
Sure, but it's fun and flavorful, so we'll keep it going. With your leave, I will go and not hamper you further. But that is only with your leave.
I will offer him a hand and help him to his feet. If the bindings are mostly cosmetic, I would hope they just kind of fall away at this point. But
it's less
guess that's
falling
your
away
call,
and
Jim.
more me
You
just
lose
sort
attack!
of more that as you do that, I just sort of release the hold on them.
And I'll say as I help him up if he accepts it, or if they accept it, I'll say, I appreciate your willingness to look past my appearance. I know that the lineage that I carry and Celestials don't see eye to eye.
I have judged you more the deeds, and he gestures towards wherever you display your book or your implement.
My good
More
old staff.
more than on a heritage. There are many from where you came that bear a likeness that have nothing to do with who they are. There are many that will judge based on that. It is actions. Your actions here are shown that perhaps we have not had it right. But not all view things the way that you do. So, of the lot of you, who is the most injured?
Let's say that would have been me, but I took care of
Probably
that.
me. I have 39 out of 65.
That's definitely you.
So he beckons Carl over. So he lays out a hand, and they heal you for 20.
Ooh, it tickles.
Is anyone else injured?
I mean, I am as well, but not as nearly as close to Carl. But honestly, I don't think Phlox would accept healing from this individual. Did we ever get his name by any chance?
No.
Phlox is not the type of person. I mean, he's young, he's brash, he's not gonna accept a lot of things from this guy. So, while he sees Carl being healed, he kind of scoffs at him, just turns away towards Citadel, the mission that he's sent on.
Like, what? I didn't know what he was going to do.
So that I have your leave.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
He places the hand, and you watch the light appear, and some of his wounds close, and with that golden wings just manifest out of his back, out of their back, and they take to the air and just fly. And when they're, I don't know, good 50 to 100 feet up, you watch their form shift, and the creature becomes an eagle of like literal golden feathers, and it circles over your head, and it like swoops just a little bit, and a single golden feather begins to fall and lands in the midst of you before it sails off into the skies.
Out there, I look at Phlox. Fine feather.
His feathers are corrupted. Now, let it be known, Carlos would have totally accepted the healing, but Flock just could not from him.
I'll bend down and pick up the feather.
Okay.
I just kind of like see that gesture and just
So
mosey my way towards the citadel.
All right. So you've got a citadel.
Oh gosh, we should have asked him where
Was there a
Zarthamon is at.
password?
Listen, he said Zarthamom's pretty much watching everything. So
Indirectly, you know that she's inside. They gave that much away.
Oh, okay.
So we go inside. Are we going in there to attempt to bring the hurt? I mean, I just about got taken out by this archer dude.
You got
One of them at that.
I think
A
we have pretty
singular
persuasive
one.
fists, and then you let me talk, and it seems to work. If we do that again, it should be just fine.
I'm going to be less nice to Zarthamom. Yes, I know I'm calling her Zarthamom.
I got it.
I would like to take this moment to let you guys know that I actually read my character sheet and I do have a damaging spell.
Oh my god.
It's Chill Touch, and I can cast it as a bonus action, and it's just in a different spot because I forgot about it. Because
Right, 'cause
it's part of my rune casting thing that I was able to pick a spell. So I'm an idiot.
Well,
So you were completely throwing on purpose?
all right.
No.
So as you guys investigate, however you decide to do so, you go around all of this keep, and there is not a door. Clearly, you've already made it on top of the tower, but does not seem to be.
Was there a hatch?
There is no door. There's no portcullis. There's no outside entryway into this place.
So I have a spell, and it says that I can choose an object with range that I can see. The object can be a door, a box, a chest, a set of manacles, a padlock, or any other object containing that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. I would like to select a tower and cast knock.
So
Hello.
like knock works on something where there is a locked aspect. You can't knock on a wall and have it open up.
I mean, I understand that, but I also assume that the tower's got some lock aspect. So I suppose if you're saying I need to find a specific entry point and then cast it on that, is that where you were getting at?
That's the way the spell would work. Like you would target something that can be opened, and it becomes open.
Okay. I mean, I was happy to be told no, it doesn't work because I got to figure that's
Sure.
what would happen. But...
Well, like I would say, the spell would fail because there is nothing targetable to be open. You know, the keep is not a kid's playset that's like, okay, it's gonna open up, and
Yeah.
just
All the locks unlock.
Well, I do I'm gonna stick with casting it because it does still do an audible 300-foot emanating sound as I like knock and say, "Hello, is this? Does this open?
I mean,
Would
knocking
you
is just
let us
polite.
in?" Super loud.
Boom, boom, boom.
I mean, if they
Yeah.
don't know we're here already, they do now.
Well, that is entirely true.
The guard saw us. They were gonna know anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
I seem a
so
little doubtful on that one.
I whisk over to Pickle, who can see into the ethereal plane. Do you see anything that may help us out here, buddy? And I have him, Willie, and myself do investigation checks.
All right. You look around and as you would kind of gather, you're in a place where a lot of things have wings. They probably don't need doors, the things that have an opening up top.
I'll look up.
So, anybody else have fly prepared?
Nope.
I can fly.
It's
Wow,
Firefly.
must be great for you, right?
What do you have, birds? Why
turn
can't you-
over the Carl. I'm like, wow, must be great for you to have fly prepared. Must be nice as I'm like kind of like a pseudo peacock pretending
Carl-
to be that.
Carl can fly.
Carl can fly. I can cast fly on myself. I'm just curious how many other people I would need to cast it on.
Who is the like two lightest people, I guess?
You
Not
Other
me.
than me, thank you.
probably flocks.
Blocks
Fox has
keeps in his appearance.
Probably Phlox and Chess. Because I could cast Reduce on the two of you and just carry you up potentially.
You know what I can do in this
What are-
situation is I can use my amulet and I could cast mass polymorph and turn us all into like birds.
So hear me out, Ted. What if, hear me out, I had Willie and Pickle help me hover myself up?
I'm aiming for path of least resistance. That's why I'm throwing these suggestions out here.
I hear you out, man, but I'm trying to squeeze every action economy got in us, man.
Familiar is not going to have any strength to be able to assist in anything of carrying people. Even if
Okay.
5 of your familiars had flight and tried to lift the lightest of you, it's still not going to get somebody off the ground.
Completely understood. Listen, if I don't ask, that means I'm not trying.
So Joshua is offering to use the token, and
Hang on. Do you want to use the token? I just realized what this spell does that I didn't know.
Okay.
How do we think thick these walls are in the tower? Any idea?
I don't know how we would know that.
Do I have
Maybe
to?
maybe when Ordo flew up and or teleported up into the little room.
if Ordo wants to make a a perception check, kind of based off of the brief interaction, they might be able to gather some information there. But
21.
21. So when you were standing up there, like it was solid, as if being a dwarf, that this kind of stonework is immaculate, very much held its ground, and you would understand that it was at least as thick as the area you were standing on. So you're probably thinking a good solid, 5 to 10 feet thick.
So less than 20.
Do I recall there being a door?
No, but it was open. Like if you had gone up and over, like you could have fallen the other direction and gone into Keep itself.
Well, we're not getting into the tower short of using certain amounts of metal. I can dimension door time and take one. Joshua has offered the token, turn us all into birds.
I could also fly myself and potentially one or two other people. Cast fly on us, I mean.
Well, if you cast fly on one person, dimension door.
And me.
Carl can fly, then we're all up there.
That sounds wonderful.
That's
You know
probably
what?
I will look to Chess and ready?
I nod.
And I will do the beard thing, create a portal for us to step through and dimension door us up to the top.
Excellent.
So Chess and Ordo step through a beard portal.
And I will BRB.
And Phlox, you always look like someone who wanted to be able to fly. I'll cast Fly at 4th level, targeting me and Phlox.
Okay.
Never been a moment where I have never not wanted to fly.
Well, now you can live that dream. And I'm gonna flap my tiefling arms and fly up to meet them.
And,
So
Carl just flies
as-
on his own.
So as you cast that spell, Josh, kind of like I nod towards you and bow. As you cast your spell, I'll like turn into like a peacock and flutter my way up.
I like it.
It's not polymorph.
Oh shit. My bad. Then my cloak opens up as a peacock and
There you go.
there you go, man.
Oh, we lost 2 players. Oh my word.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
All right. So it is already 20 past 10. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this up quickly. I had a whole cool fight scene with Zerthamon, but the diva, kind of kicked your asses, and you guys didn't do anything kind of
It
crazy.
was terrible rolls. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So as you get up and over this tower or this wall, and you get in, you guys come across a warded entrance. So there's the outer walls with each tower being its own series of rooms and what have you. But it's clear that the inner sanctum is this room that is in the center of this particular keep. But outside of it, you can see that there is some kind of divine ward. What do you guys do? Narrate to me as to what do you do to break through or cross through this barrier?
What Blocks is going to do is he is going to mentally concentrate on everything he has ever learned in school to pass through this wall. Like all the teachings his teachers have ever given him, every single
Okay. So you go to a more divine connection, possibly for a moment eschewing off your arcane aspects. What about anybody else? Are destructive forces brought in? Is anybody using a
Yeah, I'll add a touch of necromancy.
Okay. How does that look like? What does this do for Chess?
And just me channeling dark power into what my friend is already trying to do.
Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in?
So Robin, forgive me if I am assuming or whatever, but every time Chess casts necromancy, I kind of feel like it's just a hint of "fuck you." Is that accurate?
I mean, I feel like you have to be channeling a little bit of fuck you to use necromancy to begin with.
That's just I'm like,
All right. So, any other takers?
Ordo's just basically the beard is just spreading out in like tendrils, like an octopus looking for a way out, but it's basically spreading out, covering as much area as possible. And I'm channeling a lower level spell, more the arcane knowledge behind the spell of something like blur, which causes you to essentially vibrate at a level that makes you hard to see, and basically trying to use my beard and this magic to sort of resonate at the same frequency as this magic, to pass through the wall.
Okay.
What's the ground made out of?
White marble.
Wishes and dreams.
That's a stone, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use my 5th level spell to cast Pass Wall and just tunnel under and up the other side.
All right.
I'm gonna pull out that angel feather because I'm assuming this is a divine ward,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna hold it and say, "I hope that you give me a blessing here." And I'm gonna try to like focus on the celestial power and like let it kind of wash over me, so that I kind of almost like I appear to be
Sure.
celestial. Yeah, and then
Yeah, and
that way.
And that totally works. As you all of you in one way, shape, or form, blast your way through, convince your way through, magic your way through, but you get in past this barrier, and as the last of you kind of breaks through, you can see that the barrier itself is beginning to fail, almost like a security force understanding that they've been bested and just shuts down. You get the same sense that it was looking to prevent you, and yet it failed and just dissolves, and the lights all dim and go out. And as it does so, the door leading to this inner sanctum just kind of opens, and again, we can go into a narration here because I'm already a half hour past our usual stopping point for our games. So Zerthamon is this female celestial that is incredibly powerful, is a swordsman in their own right, and is possessed of this ability to kind of shut down and stop magics that are either ongoing or attempting to be cast. So I want each of you to tell me one awesome aspect of the fight and one moment that they have stopped you in the fight. And I'm just gonna go as I see them here. So I'm gonna toss it to Jake. How does Ordo do in this fight?
I think during this fight, Ordo is attempting to cast various Ordo's Binding Beard or Ordo's Resilient Beard, Beard Whip, just anything. The beard constantly lashing out, and every time, either by sword or counter magic, you're just seeing pieces, large swaths of Ordo's beard is just being cut away, until Ordo's left looking incredibly disheveled and patchy beard. There's still sections of it that seem to have some power, and there's a point probably where Ordo's down on one knee, loose bits of beard just laying everywhere, and in a glint of light from this celestial being, seeing the token of enchantment. And so for the awesome moment, I think Ordo would grab that enchantment token and use it to cast the most powerful enchantment spell you can think of, and basically go into almost like floating and just beard lashing out, and somehow a beard infused psychic scream, level 9 enchantment spell.
Okay, cool.
Which, if it's able to hit, does just an ungodly amount of damage. 14.
Sure. Jess, what is Chessaline's role in this particular fight look like?
So I am going to also use my token here. And so the awesome moment is going to involve like some amount of life drain, and it will come on the heels of taking a particularly grievous sword wound. So I'm gonna get it like through the ribs, but then like turn it back around and sort of like vampirically leech the life force out of this angel to like close that wound and turn the tide a bit.
Okay. Joshua, what is your role in this particular fight look like?
Okay, I need to know one thing before I can describe that.
Absolutely.
Who gets? We are going to kill her. Is that right, everyone?
I mean, that's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, like, screw this joint. I mean,
Okay.
You want to know
gets
who gets the killing blow?
who gets the killing blow? That's what I want to know.
you can have
Do
it.
you guys want it to be a roll of the die, or do you want a particular player?
I have a vote. I vote it be chess.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that because I think anything I've ever done has been not with the intent to get the killing blow, but to make it easier for our tank to get the killing blow.
Oh, you guys.
Chess is the only one with a body count.
All right, so
All right.
we'll you've got that part figured out. So we'll come back and I'll
Okay, yeah,
narrate the end.
yeah, come back around to me.
Okay. So then my Joshua's part is like just he burns through all of his spell slots, casting so many like fire-based magic, but like with the Diva, they're just not doing much. And as spells are depleting, he casts haste on himself. He pulls his long sword and goes, I have a magic spell that's left here. It's called brute force, and I will attempt to go toe to toe with this master swordsman. And I've literally just picked this thing up at the beginning of our adventure. I don't know how to fight. I get absolutely handed. But I do fight side by side with chess, and in the desperate moment of like, yeah, no, if this keeps going, I'm gonna die. I take my enchantment rune or not rune, but sigil or whatever, and I not enchantment. It's whatever one it is, transmute. And I am going to use press it to chess and use it to cast time stop, but let her have the effects of it. So she will get 1d4 plus 1 rounds that I'm essentially giving her to use at the end as the killing move, where everything else is frozen while she does that.
Oh my god.
Right, Blocks. What is your role in this fight look like?
So I can imagine in the very beginning when, as we enter the chamber, this individual is talking hella smack on how righteous her position is, or their position is. And
That's her.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was.
Yep.
Thank you for correcting me in case I was incorrect. But yeah, so with her position, she's telling us, okay, well, how incorrect we are, and Block just kind of spews into this whole thing about it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, or how righteous you feel when you cast the first spell upon your opponent. You don't understand what sort of destruction you're going to cause with your magic. As he, casts more or less the first fireball, magic missile, counter spell to sort of blow off everything they have, and using every sort of spell he has at his disposal for defending themselves and healing other allies and imbuing other strength within individuals.
Cool. All right, and last but certainly not least, Carl. What is your role in this particular fight?
So again, like Carlos, I imagine in the beginning of the fight, things are probably not going super well for us. So fairly certain we're getting our
I've been
butts,
rolling like shit all night.
getting our butts handed to us, and kind of Avengers style where we're all doing our own thing, and then someone in the battle realizes, hey, we need to come together, work as a team to draw everything. I will heal us all by using my token and casting whatever that word, mass heal. It'll bring us all back up to full. As far as anything else, I'm attempting to cast various forms of confusion, banishment, whatever I can think of to try and give us a breather, and it's just not working. Whether she, what's that, legendary resistance or just magic
Right, she's
resistance and passes saves, like
yeah,
I'm
she's very good at like passing off the magic. So anything that by mechanical terms would be like save or suck, she's resisting and gritting through it, almost as if something about her allows magic to just slip away. Um, and beyond that, she's countering or shutting down magics that she just doesn't want to deal with. It is clear that like some of the more just, oh, this does damage, she's just allowing she's just allowing aspects to just be like, all right, well, I can take that, but oh, you're doing something funky there, I'm gonna shut that down. So even though she herself is not a wizard, it is clear that she has fought against enough mages to understand, just as you begin casting, to know whether this is something that I should shut down or not.
And then my last desperate act is to ask Chess, big or fast?
Fast.
And I cast haste on Chess
Whoa.
just before time stop hits.
Without actually casting Steel Wind Strike, I think the two of you have managed to give Chess a version of Steel Wind Strike. Extra actions, time stop.
So
That is insane.
So I'm going to retcon a little bit of this, based off of some of the comments and stuff that are in here. When Carl, who's been given this thing of evocation, the master evocator really sees this as a, oh, this is, Ona's blood sword. He's all about explosions and destroying things. But when he imbued this token, he was not thinking about the other side of what evocation can do. And currently, evocation magic is what is used to heal. So as Joshua is like gets into the fight, and he's literally just run through by this literally burning blade, and Joshua drops before the blade comes out and is parrying a strike by Chess. And Carl's like, all right, we're not doing well here, and this is the turning point. This is where you decide it's do or die. Joshua's literally bleeding to death. Chess is rife with a handful of different wounds. Everyone has been beaten and attacked in some way, shape, or form. Some of your own magics turned against you, and despite how you're positioning around the room, Zerthamon seems to be like flitting in and out of combat, dancing away from a lot of your strikes and magics. But when she moves, none of your riposts are able to land, because she's just moving that quickly. But Carl activates this token, and an aspect very much an anathema to what an Oneth would have used it for, washes over all of you, and you feel this life energy just surge through all of you. And as this one piece of magic connects with all of you, it connects all of you together, and you feel almost like this magical connection. This I'm gonna go total modern and be like this group chat, and you all see
Very telepathic bond.
you begin to have this telepathic connection of how to team up, and your magics then begin to work a little bit better, and then all of these aspects happen, and for just the briefest moment, the time stop and the haste all hit chess, and you take a moment, and as everything just kind of freezes, chess, you look and see where Zerthamon is positioned, and you see in one hand your token that Raelith gave you, and your sword that's been coated in poison, and your favored spell of inflict wounds, and you link the two together. You activate your token into your sword, and for just a moment, see the token actually fuse magically to your blade, and it's wreathed in this dark energy, and you can see it like transform, like almost anime style, into like a bigger blade that's made of bone, and you just like casually stroll across the room, not even a run, not even an effort, as you just kind of like two-hand and sink the blade into Zerthamon's chest. And there's no reaction, because she's just frozen in time. You pull it out and walk around behind her and bury it into her back. And just before the blade sinks in, the time stop, resumes, and everybody begins to move again, just as the blade buries into her back, and you pull her to the ground, pinning her into the stone, as the wash of necrotic energy from the first strike and then the second strike all like burn into her body. And you're not sure if you're imagining it or if it's actually happening, but you hear Rayla's voice just say yes, like in a very confident, very exuberant tone. And all of you begin, moving, in the proper sequence of time again. Winded, ecstatic that it's over. But she is unmoving, her celestial blood pouring out copiously on, this white stone floor, moving much faster than it would be possible to stave off, her life clearly gone.
And Carl goes, "Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark."
I look down and say, "We gave you a chance. You could have given up your crusade."
Everything that you've heard and seen about her, all the things that she pointed out during the fight, espousing over and over again about, the destruction that mortals cause with magic and how evil it is, and she was not going to give up. It was her life or yours.
All right, guys, let's go find something to blow up.
I don't think I've ever seen you blow anything up, Carl.
So
I just blew you all up with hit points.
well, I know Jess has delivered the killing blow, and I won't take that away at all whatsoever. But like, what Fox will do is take his dagger and just put it upon her throat to shut her up.
Oh, feel free to do as you want, but as you approach the body, she is clearly already gone. The energies that Chess unleashed were more than even her celestial body could handle.
It's a good thing that you narrated Chess walking. I feel like if she ran while hasted and then time stopped, she'd have ended up while we were at the tower. But like, what are you guys doing?
I just thought that would be far more cinematic to go
Oh yeah.
and realize like I don't need to run. No one else is moving.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when you take the time to do something like that, I just feel like it's a lot cooler.
It's a good game.
What happens hereafter?
Well,
Go ahead.
oh, I'll be quick then. Joshua decides that the Celestials have a point. There isn't enough oversight in the magical communities. There are too many opportunities for people to misuse it. So he begins to work with the masters as celestial friends that he's made along the way to sort of build together a group of people wielding both divine and arcane power that can essentially track down people who are misusing arcane magic. He also gives up on onomancy and begins studying conjuration, hoping that somehow they will find a way to lift his family's curse. And I would say his expectation was always that they could lift his family's curse, but he would keep it. But in time, his unicorn buddy, whose name I forgot, did help him find a way to lift the curse entirely, even from himself.
Nice. So he goes back to being human.
Goes back to being human, but rather than going back and living a noble life and all of that, he continues to serve in his role as some kind of ambassador and I would almost say like secret police, but he mostly takes the line of ambassador between Celestial and wizards.
Apparently, Chess wants to go next.
All right, so her epilogue is doing kind of like the benevolent necromancer thing, right? Like she's gonna make her home in the Hall of Magic. She will continue to love and learn from Raylith, but when she travels, it's to soothe disrupted spirits, and she practices like respect for the dead. You
Okay.
know, like if she's gonna work with the dead, she'll ask for consent from the spirits first, and like in this bit of Memento Mori is where she finds her peace.
Does she at the moment at the tower, does she do Raylith's request?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
All right, so
She'll be a little bit subtle about it, but yeah, no, she is totally taking that angel's corpse back with her.
yeah, there's no subtleness of returning Zerthamon's body back to the tower, nor the after effects of a few days later, Zerthamon following around very much as an undead Master Raylith, cleaning up after him and being naught but a servant.
That's cool.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
That's where Joshua needs to learn how to lie, because if his celestial people find out, they're not going to be too pleased.
I'll be careful not to let you know so that you have plausible deniability.
Hey, when you get attachments to an NPC, there are open plot lines and things are out there, and I gotta stay true to the character. And
He had a request. I
That is
wasn't gonna
what-
tell him no.
I feel that's
And
what
plausible
Mr. Raylith would have asked for.
deniability is an important part of politics.
All right. Anybody else want to epilogue here?
Well, what I was going to say involved Carlos's character. So, Jake, you want to go?
Ordo Wonderbeard, after all of this is done and after things have sort of been settled back at with the other wizards, Ordo talks to yep, where is it? I've lost my mentor's name. but I talked to them, and I retire, and move on to a city where I found Ordo Wonderbeard's School of Cosmetology and Light Surgery. And I also start marketing a line of beard-related cosmetics, most notably Ordo Wonderbeard's Magical Miracle Beard Oil.
All right.
But I probably somewhere along the line end up working as a faction agent with maybe somebody like Joshua, because one of the beauties of cosmetology and cutting people's hair and trimming their beards is people love to talk, and kind of like being a bartender. And so I imagine Ordo hears a lot of things and has a whole network of the people that are working for him that hear stuff, and we become information brokers, basically.
Cool.
But goodly kinds. I don't work with like the evil faction.
All right. Carl, you said you wanted to do something that involved flocks.
Yeah, so in the battle with the Deva, however you say that,
With the
Flock-
archer?
with the archer. Sure, we'll go with that. Phlox had his chill touch cantrip that he was using, and it reminded Carl of something from his childhood that he used to do, and realized he had chill touch all along, and so he's going to work with Phlox as much as possible to try and hone his skill with that, get it back, and then he's going to realize he misses being with a dragon and go find a dragon to hoard with.
Okay. What kind of dragon does Carl find to, work with or serve?
Bronze.
Okay.
Did you
That's
say
lightning one,
horde with a D on the end?
Yes, hoard with the dragon.
I just wanted to make sure I heard that right. What?
I'm not a bard.
So, if you don't mind me saying, Frag, and this is with DM approval, obviously, can this chill touch deal cold as well? The only reason why I say is because I'll teach him how to make ice cream by holding the cone with the spectral hands.
Dude, we're in epilogue mode. I don't care.
There you go. Where chill touch actually does cold damage here, and it's gonna chill your ice cream. It's gonna chill your ice cream.
Maybe it's a bonus action because I was missing that this whole game. I'm an idiot.
All this time I thought I found the most superficial way to use spells so that Joshua could be lazy. But Carlos has outdone me.
Hey, I tried to offer Tensor's floating disc to carry your horse so it didn't have to walk too. Your spectral horse.
So there you have it. We have the Untraditionally Arcane 21 sessions of absolute absurdity, but what do you expect when it's the Chaos Crew? So thanks for tuning in for all of this stuff. We're going to figure out exactly when the next game is. We already know what the next game is, and here's going to be a big shocker for those that have been following these games for a while. Ted is going to be taking a back seat, and we're going to put Robin in the DM seat. They've got a wonderful story that they're working on. We've already been working on our characters. I am super excited to get into this new world with some messed up stuff. Do we hint at what's going to be happening here, or do we keep it on the hush hush for right now?
I don't mind hinting if you've got specific things to say, but I did not prepare to do so.
Sure, yeah. All right, so we're gonna play a Fogies game. We kind of talked off air a couple of months ago, and somebody tossed out the idea of I want to play an old retired adventurer, and someone else was like, I want to too. And the idea came out, I was like, well, what if we're all like old adventurers that are like going back to that lifestyle? So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really
already.
And if if you watch these games and you're familiar with what Robin's done over on, the Tuesday night games, they're absolutely fabulous. So I know that this is going to be right there as well. So thanks for tuning in. Sorry, this one went a little bit longer than is planned, but I didn't want to cart this one to a whole nother episode when I labeled this one as finale.
Finale number 2.
Finale part 2.
I honestly debated that when we were at 10 minutes to 10, and I'm like, no, well, I want to get this done.
Nah, it's good.
So I hope you as players didn't mind the let's narrate the combat as opposed to roll it out.
The best I've ever done it.
Enjoyed that a lot.
And for you players out there, I hope that was not a anticlimactic kind of end. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Check out the description to the link for that sponsor, as well as where you can find all of these amazing people. And as always, until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.